Righto, Tallyo. Now, CES is literally like a week away, so there's going to be lots of announcements coming out, and one of the things I'm looking forward most to is the XPS 13. Already, we have a lot of information about it, pretty much everything you need to know other than getting a full reviewing. And by the way, if you're interested in this device, make sure you subscribe. Everything you need to know, I will tell you. And we pretty much know everything now. It comes in two colors, either platinum and the black carbon fiber deck, or you can get it in alpine white. It's a woven glass finish, unlike the carbon fiber on the platinum model, so you should have a lot less fingerprints there. And it's gold as well, so it's the gold exterior and the white deck, and I think it absolutely looks fantastic. It's going to be released this month, so January, starting at $1,000. We're talking i5, i7, 8th generation CPUs here, so quad-core CPUs. They have better displays now, thinner bezels. Can you imagine that? On these Infinity Edge displays, you actually get smaller bezels. The webcam is moved to the center. It's still at the bottom, but it is in the center. It also looks like it has infrared there, so it should be able to support Windows Hello. It also has a fingerprint scanner optional, and that's on the actual power button there, so definitely you'll have Windows Hello that way at least. Now, the displays are supposed to be a lot better. I mean, the other ones were pretty good anyway. We're talking 4K and a full HD model, one touch, one not. I assume that the 4K will be the touch version, so that means like you can watch 4K Netflix on your XPS 13. How cool is that? I expect that the 4K model is going to have around 3 hours less battery life. They're supposed to have better colors and they're brighter at 400 nits. Better sound as well, so if you're watching movies, Netflix and stuff like that, the sound should go up another level here. It's supposed to have longer battery life. Dell claim 19.5 hours. I think we're safe to assume that you'll probably get over 10 hours with the full HD model and probably a few less hours with the 4K model there. We'll have to wait and see on that, but from the videos I've seen, it has a 52 watt hour battery, so it actually has a smaller battery than the current XPS 13. But these 8th generation CPUs should be more power efficient, so they're claiming longer battery life, so we'll have to wait and see with that. It's also claimed to be the smallest 13.3 inch laptop in the world, so it is thinner and lighter than the current XPS 13, so that's great. But the downside to that is you don't get USB-A and you don't get a full-size SD card slot there. You have two Thunderbolt 3s, USB Type-C, which is used for charging as well. You also have micro SD card, which is pretty useless to me, but it's good for expanding your storage and stuff like that. So when you go thinner, you have to sacrifice some things, unfortunately. Up to 16 gigabytes RAM and 1 terabyte SSD, and it's got a new cooling system supposed to use space age material called aerogel and really high end like thermal pads and stuff like that. A new heat sink there with 2 fans. So hopefully what that means is it stays quieter for longer, and also under load it'll burst at higher speeds for longer. You remember the Surface Book 2? It would burst up to 3 gigahertz for all cores from 30-40 seconds, and then it would just drop down to about 1.82 gigahertz. Hopefully this can burst longer at higher speeds with that cooling, or you can set it to run silent. You'll be able to use Dell Power Management there, and if you prefer silence over thermals, you should be able to do that. And it's also supposed to be around 2.7 pounds, 1.2 kilos. So that's pretty much everything we really need to know. We know pretty much everything: the battery size, the displays, want to know the color gamut. Of course, I will definitely test that out, and we want to know how much performance we can get out of this 8th generation CPUs. Can they burst harder for longer with this new thermal solution? Something really to look forward to. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and what do you think of the Alpine white and gold? It looks fantastic to me. And let me know in the comments what other things you're looking forward to at CES. And I'd like to really thank you guys for watching. If you're new around here, why not subscribe? I will have a lot of videos on this guy when I get my hands on it. And until next time, guys, tally ho.